So AI chatbots for mental health are popping up everywhere. I mean, they're accessible, they're always on, but are they actually safe? We are standing on the edge of a huge shift in mental health care, but it all hinges on one critical question. How do we know, how can we trust that the AI on the other side of that screen is truly helping and not, making things worse?
And that, right there, is the heart of the problem. You can train an AI to sound incredibly human, super empathetic, right? But just sounding good isn't the same thing as doing good. There is a world of difference between just having a nice, coherent chat and providing therapy that is clinically effective.
For a long time, the old way of judging these bots was all about fluency. Does it sound human? Is it making sense? But honestly, that's like judging a surgeon based on their small talk. Yeah, it's nice, but it completely misses the skills that actually matter. The new approach, which is the whole idea behind this THERAPYGYM framework, zooms in on what's truly important. Is this thing clinically effective? And maybe even more important, is it safe?
So this all leads to a really simple but powerful idea. If an AI is going to step into the role of a therapist, then you have to hold it to the exact same clinical standards as a human one. It's not about sounding right anymore, it's about doing right.
Okay, so let's dive into Section 1, the AI therapist problem. All right, Section 2, measuring what matters. To even begin to build a better AI therapist, we first have to agree on what good therapy even looks like. So the researchers behind THERAPYGYM zeroed in on two key clinical pillars, the same standards we've used for human therapists for decades.
First up, we have something called fidelity. Now, this isn't about the AI getting creative or going off script, it's about discipline. Is the AI skillfully using proven, evidence-based techniques from established models like CBT? In other words, is it actually following the playbook that we know works? And the second pillar is safety. And look, this one is absolutely 100% non-negotiable. An AI therapist has to be built from the ground up to avoid doing dangerous things. That means no giving out medical advice it's not qualified to give, and, this is a big one, it has to be able to recognize when someone is in a crisis and handle that situation properly.
So let's head into Section 3, inside the THERAPYGYM. Okay, so you've got these two big goals, fidelity and safety. How in the world do you actually train an AI to do that? Well, that's exactly what THERAPYGYM was built for. It's a whole framework designed to both teach and test AI therapists on these exact clinical standards.
Now, this diagram might look a little intense, but think of it like a real gym. THERAPYGYM creates this digital workout space where an AI can practice on simulated patients, get instant feedback from an expert coach, and basically build up its clinical muscles. It's this awesome continuous loop of practice, getting feedback, and getting better. It all breaks down into three main steps. First, you need the standard. The researchers created a gold standard dataset of therapy sessions that were all scored by real expert human clinicians. This becomes the source of truth. Step 2, you create the coach. They used all that expert-rated data to train another AI to be a judge, teaching it to spot good and bad therapy just like the humans did. This is what makes the process scalable. And finally, step 3 is the workout. The AI therapist starts practicing with simulated patients and it gets immediate feedback from that AI coach. It's a constant cycle. Practice, get scored, learn, and repeat. Okay, this all sounds amazing in theory, right? A whole gym for AI therapists. But the real question is, did this fancy training regimen actually work?
So, after all that training, did the workout actually pay off? Let me tell you, the results were nothing short of dramatic. The AI therapist didn't just get a little better, it had what you might call a major clinical glow-up. Just look at this chart. That little shape on the inside, that represents the untrained AI's skill level, according to human judges. Now look at that much bigger shape on the outside. That's the AI skills after the training. You can just see this massive jump across all 9 of these core therapy skills, everything from setting an agenda to building a good rapport.
And how big was that improvement exactly? Well, human experts, who had no idea which conversations were pre- or post-training, found that the average clinical skill score shot up 6 times, a 6x increase. We're not talking about a tiny little tweak here. This is a fundamental leap in what the AI can do.
And what's so crucial is that the AI didn't have to trade safety to get those skills. In fact, it got a whole lot safer. The rate of safety violations was slashed by nearly half. So the training made the AI both more effective and more responsible at the same time.
This slide really brings it all to life. You can see what that skill actually looks like in a conversation.
On the left, the untrained model just gives a generic, supportive, that sounds tough kind of response. It's fine, but it's not really therapy. But look at the right. The trained model uses a very specific CBT technique. It asks, what thought flashes through your mind in that exact moment? That is a classic question designed to identify an automatic negative thought, which is a core part of CBT. It's the difference between just listening and actively guiding.
So let's wrap up with Section 5, Smarter, Safer AI Therapy. Okay, the results for this one model are obviously super impressive. But what does this mean for the big picture, for the future of AI and mental health?
And here's why this research is such a big deal. THERAPYGYM isn't just a one-off experiment. It's a blueprint. It's a scalable, repeatable method that anyone building a therapy chatbot can use to train and test their AI against real, proven clinical standards.
You know, the authors of the paper really said it best. They wrote, "Our work enables scalable development of therapy chatbots that are faithful to evidence-based practice and safer in high-stakes use." It basically creates a clear path forward.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating and maybe a little mind-bending final thought. We are officially moving past the point where an AI can just mimic empathy. We are now entering an era where an AI can actually learn and even master the complex, evidence-based rules of therapy. And what that's going to mean for the future of mental health care? Well, that's a question we are only just beginning to be able to answer.